On behalf of National Gallery of Modern Art Bengaluru, Ministry of Culture, Government of India, I welcome one and all for today's gallery walk as an outreach program for the ongoing exhibition Namma Mestru, the artistic voyage of JMS Mani. It's a retrospective exhibition. This is Darshan and Amrita. We both and the NGMA team has curated this exhibition. It's a pleasure we have with us today Ramesh Chandra sir. It's a very nice moment for me also, me and Amrita, because Ramesh Chandra sir is the teacher of us and he was taught the direct student of JMS Mani, and also he was mentored by RM Hadpad from Ken School, and he also went to Baroda School of Fine Art. So we also went to Baroda School of Fine Art. So for us it's a pleasure moment. Sir, on behalf of National Gallery of Modern Art, I welcome you, and on behalf of everyone, I welcome you sir for today's walk. To introduce, just a minute. To introduce Ramesh Chandra sir, studied visual art from MS University Baroda, and he is an art practitioner, art teacher, and taught art, architecture and design for students. He has participated in many art exhibitions in India and also outside India. He curated international art exhibition of 7 American artists in 2005 at Chitrakala Parishad and coordinated an international sculpture camp at Valley School, Bangalore in 2004. Ramesh Chandra has written and published many articles on art and culture since 1990. Also published poetry and short stories in Kannada. He participated in many art camps and workshops. In 2003, he attended the International Sculpture Symposium in Colorado, USA. He has presented papers at conference on art and art education in many institutions. In 2015, he established Acharya School of Design under Acharya Institutions, Bengaluru, where students across India and from other countries are studying design. He also served on various committees and boards of university and other institutions. He has recently taken volunteer retirement from the job and is engaging full time in art practicing and writing. So welcome you again. I hand over to Ramesh Chandra sir. Sir, please take over from here.
Okay. So I have to carry this mic through the.
It's up to you, sir. However you are comfortable. We have both the sides, so it makes people easy.
So good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure today being here in NGMA in front of my teachers. Amazing artwork, and as well as it's happy to revisit his works, because as a student we have seen him working. Okay, so 35-40 years back, so I was a student, and I know that how he was working and how he was teaching. That's a really excited time, golden period, you say. So from that time onwards, so we have met several occasions outside, as well as in the art institution. Okay, so that it's a really exciting moment for me to be here today with you and discuss. It's like kind of a conversation or discourse or interaction, looking at his work. Okay. So before not talking, we just go through his work. We also have to understand that Karnataka art scenario, where JMS Mani was part of this journey since last 45-50 years period. Okay. In Bangalore, in Karnataka as a whole, you see like there is maybe around there was around 200 art institutions, and now at least 80 art institutions working. Bangalore itself had 3 art institutions, and now one of the institution where sir was teaching, sir was student, probably is not active anymore since the demise of both the founder artist RM Hadapad sir and the JMS Mani sir, and now that institution is not very much active. but otherwise you may be heard about Chitrakala Parishat and Kalamandir. Okay, so keeping this in mind, art context since 1970s 80s, okay, how this institution grown from a small like a room type of a setup where small bunch of students like 8-10 number of students with the big institutions, not in the sense of number but the quality, okay, and in-depth study and the kind of teaching was provided in these institutions. To say like Ken School of Art, though it is not like magnanimous in building or environment, okay, means the architectural environment, but it's a simplicity and it's a openness. Okay, it is one of the best institutions I have seen in the world. Okay, it can be because lot of students, those who studied in Ken School, went abroad. They got scholarship. They went Royal College of London and other institutions to study their masters. Okay, so this is one of the thing that makes really Ken School proud. So Ken School was never closed. The doors were never closed. 24/7. Even midnight you could enter and see like some students working. Okay, and some of the students were staying there only, living, sleeping there only. I slept many nights in Ken School likewise. So JMA, why I am telling all this is, so there was an environment, a very dynamic and powerful environment was prevailed in the Ken School, and the person who created, okay, is one JMS Mani also, okay, along with his mentor and teacher RM Hadapad. He actually like he was, to say like a kind of ringleader, okay, in the circus. So he used to make everybody act, work. Okay, he himself was very dynamic and very his work you should see like would complete in few minutes. Okay, so that fast the person. So keeping this in mind, like I have observed his 1948 he born. Okay, so he had an inborn talent of art because before joining Ken School he already done his art masters and he already started doing art. Okay, that's the reason his parents brought him and put it into Ken School. 1974 he joins to Ken School as a student. That's where we can see a lot of his work, his study work, 1974 to 79, 5 years period. Okay, how an art school will trained a artist with lot of basics, fundamentals, to say. Mani proved, being an art student, you can witness, you can see this work, being a student, he actually like from the foundation first year itself, he showed his skills and talent and his attention and focus on learning art and exploring art, experimentation in the art. Okay, so we can go to this section, to start with this section, and we can go slowly one by one. What I have observed, analyzed here, 1974 to 79, okay, that's a student period. Then 1980 to 1990, 10 years, what kind of work he did, okay, and 1992, 2000, 2000 to 2010 and 2010 to 2020, that's where he left us. Okay, so these 4 decades, after his 5 years of learning, okay, and 40 years, 4 decades of his practice and teaching, both together parallelly. And so one will really surprise that is it possible to create so much of art while teaching. Okay, because you have a responsibility of teaching students, at the same time you are producing or you are working. Okay, so how Mani was teaching, JMS Mani was teaching, this show is a reflection. Most of this work he did in front of the students, as a demonstration or telling how to do, okay. And he never sat, okay, he never sat idle. All the time he used to sit and work. That's where how we learned. He never used to explain how to do drawing, but he used to draw. And we used to observe and how he uses certain techniques and material and how he explore his skills. So that's how we are able to learn from him. That's how he could produce lot of his works. Okay. When we come to this first section, okay, this is a student work where 1974 to 1979. Okay, a lot of these foundation studies, basic studies. If you remember, since you maybe some of you are art students, maybe knowing what basics they teach here. Okay, so there may be a nature study or a still life or object study, observation drawings. Okay, and birds, animal studies. Okay, and then model studies, design. Okay, along with that, students also learned print making, like lino cut, wood cut, etching and lithography. All these things also they used to teach, because this was, though there are so many subjects were not part of the syllabus. This is I am telling like this how Ken School is so beautiful. Okay, they do sculpture. There is no syllabus for sculpt making. When I was learning painting, okay, I used to do a lot of sculptures. Okay, and even the first person who recognized that I am a potential sculptor is a JMS Mani. He told me my first sculpture when I finished, he told, you send this to competition. I said, sir, I did one. No, not like that. It is a very good, nice work. You send it to exhibition, where I got the prize. Okay, this is how teacher recognizes and encourages, right? Okay, so lot of this liberty or freedom given by the teachers, and also like their own interest, like even JMS Mani, for example, he used to do multiple things at a time. When he is doing one side print making, and he comes and do painting, and he get bored of doing that, he used to do and make models, sculpting. Okay, you can see also there are a lot of sculptures. These are all the sculptures we used to see. He used to do it in bivouacs, sitting on his small studio and keep doing all this. Okay, so this is a really exciting things. So you can see like Mani not necessarily did the academic learning. While doing academic learning, you can see like how he applied color or how powerful his lines were, even though he was a student, right? They look like masterly. Okay, and apart from that, he also used to do experiments. Okay, so if you look at these still lifes, okay, subjects, those student time, the topics that he studied, he carried throughout his journey. Okay, even observation drawing or a sketches or a still life. Okay, he used to do often. Okay, that's how all these interest or inclination that he developed during the foundation or a student, he carried them. It's very difficult to do that. So once you become celebrated artist or a senior artist, okay, you will not do basic things. But he was not like that. Even still, he used to go back, visit those foundation and fundamentals, and he used to explore that. Okay, that is called Mani. Okay, you can see like there are many still life, even later period. If you see like this is 1987 and this is 1996. Okay, see that these topics still occupies his mind. Still life, okay, and life study, okay, sketches. These are all the sketches he did on the spot when he went to Badami. Okay, so where sitting in front of the statues and demonstrated for the student how to do sketches. Okay, so during this period, probably 1970, 80 up till 90, there was no acrylic paint. Okay, the acrylic paint was not introduced. Okay, so Fevicol was not there. Okay, so that is the period. So that's where this glass painting he did. Okay, this is a reverse painting. This is also like quite interesting exploration by JMS Mani. See, this is 1998. He did. So this experiment, this is one of the interesting thing. Okay, an artist has to have a knowledge of how it appears when you turn it reverse. Okay, that's why this is called a reverse painting. The artist paints it in a reverse, and he has an idea that when it reverse, how it looks. Okay, because whatever you see here, the stains and marks, the flow of paint and whatever, okay, is the first layer. On top, the artist will paint over. Okay, when you paint over, the first layer you cannot see in the reverse painting, because it is already covered by other paint, brush strokes and colors. Okay, so but still keeping that in mind, one first layer how he painted, keeping that in mind, memory, and he used to paint over, so that when it reversed, so it appears in a very beautiful and very charismatic way. Okay, this is how he also did a lot of experimentation during this time. Okay, we can move on to the next section. Okay, here this section you can see a lot of drawings by artists and also a lot of sketches, quick sketches, or you can call it as a like memory drawing sometime, or it's also like in artist's mind what he kept stored ideas. So those ideas he brought on a paper, visualized them on a medium. Okay, so here his entire means it's not the whole studio, but part of his studio brought here to show the visitors how this artist used to keep, what kind of colors he used to use. Okay, what kind of even the brands or company colors that he used to prefer. Okay, and how he used, if you look at this table, that is a palette. Okay, look at the life, even you can feel that still it is living. Means just few moments ago, Mani sir has painted and left this place. Okay, that kind of feel you can see in this. Okay, so and his place, wherever he works, that place becomes vibrant. Even you give a empty space, if there is nothing in that, and ask Mani sir to paint there, and few moments later you realize that place itself become vibrant, because that is how he used to bring life to that particular space. All these awards are the memorables he had in his studio, and some of the photographs. And see, this is what actually Mani. So how Mani sir used to simplify things. Okay, so this is one of the most important thing that being artists, art students, one has to understand. So we see 1,000 things, okay, and lot of details, but how Mani used to reduce, filter them, and make it few lines. In that he used to explore and express his ideas. What I say, JMS Mani is a man of ideas. Okay, man of ideas. He is emotional. I understand. He is emotional, and he is don't want to become intellectual. He don't want to show as an intellectual. Okay, but it doesn't mean that he is not an intellectual. He is an intellectual, but he never showed it like others. There are artists who show it that they know everything, but JMS Mani never showed it. Okay, he is a man of work. Okay, and if you look at this line drawings, okay, maybe charcoals and dry pastels he used. Okay, and it will reveal that, so he is a capable man. He can simplify details. into very simple drawings. Such kind of drawings in European context. Okay, there are artists who draw, okay, and their name is very big, though they are celebrities of international, okay, because there is so much of books on them and so much of literature on them. Unfortunately, a place like country like India, though we have a brilliant artist, very little literature has come on such artists. Okay, if you look at his experimentation using so many various mediums, dry pastel is there, and ink drawing is there. Okay, and you can see like a reclining figure, a female figure. So when we see his 40 years of work, okay, very evidently, dominantly, the women figure is very appealing in his work. Okay, he used a lot of these women characters and women dynamic poses. Okay, so there is a difference between naked and nude. Okay, naked, if you see like a lot of these drawings, he draw the women figures without clothing. Okay, so it doesn't mean that they are all naked characters, naked figures. Okay, they are all nude figures. Nude means there is an aesthetical appeal in that. Okay, so naked is like show a figure as it is realistically. Okay, so Mani is an artist with an artistic and aesthetic sense. So he did a lot of these nude characters. You never feel ugly. Okay, but you feel like there is some sort of rhythm and balance and sense of form and sense of play in such characters. Okay, so we can continue. Meanwhile, if you have any question on anything that you are seeing, definitely you please ask. Okay.
Student of
Mani, oh great. Oh.
Student of you are also from there.
Yeah.
Hope you know Namma location. Harpat student.
Yeah.
I didn't do any diploma course, just hobby.
Okay, great.
I did exhibition.
Yeah. So here you can see
Your good name?
Ramesh Chandra. Yeah, please come forward, and you can see a lot of his prints. Okay, what I was saying, in the first 10 years after his studies, what his focus was drawings and printmaking. Okay, so in printmaking he had quite skill and knowledge both in etching, okay, and linocut, woodcut. Okay, linocut is a very simple thing he used to teach to students, but woodcut and etching as well as lino print. So he did lot of experimentation. Okay, you can also see the plates over here. Okay, so if you have a curiosity how this is being done and why it is called printmaking, printmaking is one of the form, one of the art form like a painting or like a sculpture, okay, are different categories. Printmaking is also one of the category, art category, in that, like you see, like these are all the zinc plate. On the zinc plate, okay, so they etch this, engrave these lines, whatever they want to do, okay, and there is a process, okay, there is an acid etching, okay, all that, and then it is printed on a paper, and there is a limited edition, like sometime it is a 7 edition or a 8 edition or a 15 edition, like that. Okay, so after that they will not print it. Okay, like each edition is equivalent to original print. Okay, that's why in each print, if you observe carefully, so in every print the artist signs and says what is the number, which edition, 1 by 6. Out of 6 prints, this is 1, like that. He numbers it. After this decided number, or a 10 or a 5, whatever the number, then on the plate artist will scratch it, so that you cannot take print again on that. Okay, this is a procedure. And so here if you look at the content, themes and content, okay, even prints also from different period, different time. As I said, first 10 years Mani did lot of print making. He developed lot of interest and he explored, experimented and take it to a professional height. Then JMS Mani became one of the best printmaker in Karnataka. Okay, till then. Okay, and if you see, different themes and concepts are there. These are all different period. Okay, as I said, woman is one of the topic, very interested topic for him. Apart from that, he has painted a lot of other things like animals, like wild boar. You can see like there is a series of wild boar prints in another section. Okay, so why did he painted this particular animal? So JMS Mani, as I said, like he did not show off his intellectuality, but he very cleverly used several elements and several metaphorical visual elements. Maybe arrow. Okay, you can see women is one of the metaphorical element, and boar, wild animal, is one of the metaphorical animal. Okay, so like that. Can we move on? See, these are all the drawings that he in the art school. Basically, the teachers used to inform the students to do observation drawings, lot of observation drawings. Okay, so these are all the first 10 years he did lot of this. He used to take students for outdoor study. He himself used to come and he used to sit and draw along with us. Okay, along with the student, he also used to sit and draw. So maybe these are all the sketches from that particular period. And artists also try to stylize. That what is style. Several artists paint or draw in their own style, right? If you see some drawings of M.F. Hussain, okay, you can definitely say this is M.F. Hussain, right? Some drawings, if you see, you can say, oh, this is by Picasso. This is a stylization. Okay, though JMS Mani did not stylize his work, but in between he tried to stylize and leave it just for the curiosity. Okay, how it looks if I make a stylized drawings. So likewise, there are some drawings here. Just he tried to make his own signature styles and then discard it and take up another new approach. Okay. So this is a landscape. Landscape is one of the very interesting topic to study in the art field. Okay, and for some artists, landscape become their lifetime journey. Okay, so the whole life they just paint landscapes, nothing else. Okay, but here JMS Mani did a lot of this landscape painting probably during the outdoor study. So he used to take students for studying nature outside, like Badami, Hampi, okay, and Halebeedu, like that. So there he used to sit along with the students and paint, demonstrate for them. And in this, one interesting thing I would like to recall is JMS Mani is such an artistic talent. Okay, he used to get up 4 o'clock, get ready. Okay, 5:30 he used to be on the spot. We used to sleep. We used to still keep sleeping. He used to tell us, get ready fast, and what we used to do, some students, we used to follow him. Okay, he used to advise, sit there, decided spot, keep watching, don't directly start painting, just observe 10-15 minutes. Okay, how it slowly sun rises, and that first 10 minutes of sunrise, there is no sunlight, but only the illumination is there. Okay, so there what you see, how you see, what kind of colors to your eyes, it will appear. So this is one such painting. I think this is done in a very early in the morning and before sun hits on the field. There are several paintings, and he used to even advise go sit in the night and paint. Okay, these artificial lights, how it will changes the color and mode of color, feel of color. Okay, that's how he used to advise. So a lot of these paintings you can see. This is a wash. There are some wash technique landscapes. Okay, and hardly 10 to 15 minutes he has taken to finish this, each one. Okay. This one is different, where artist, I think either poster color or mix white with colors, so it becomes opaque. Otherwise, remaining paints, landscape paintings are all wash method. So you can see like there is a great amount of perspective in this, especially when you go outside, outdoor landscape. Okay, there is a great amount of perspective you have to keep it in mind while drawing. So that's how far and near, okay, and how the angle of vision, above eye level, below eye level, all these things need to be observed greatly and then paint. So Mani was an inspiring landscape artist during this travels when we go outside. Okay. I think we need to go a little faster. Okay. And a lot of these drawings, so you can see like there are washes sometime in the middle, otherwise it's a simple drawing. If you look at these drawings and his prints, there is some correlation. Okay. There is a difference between this drawing and the drawings that you see on this side wall, the single figures, because here he tried to compose elements, visual elements in a given space. Okay, this is how in the etching, printmaking, he tried to do the composition. Okay, sometimes these drawings, basically I think this is done for the etching purpose. These are the drawings he has done for the etching purpose, because that is the reason he tried to show different textural qualities. And especially women figure, if you see, like this is his stylization. Especially when he paints the women characters, he had his own way of drawing. Okay, his own style of drawing the characters, figures. So some of them here, glass, reverse gloss painting. Okay, painted on glass on the back side. Okay, and nowadays nobody do this. This was a one type of work that time. 1990s, 80s, 90s artists used to do glass painting, reverse gloss painting and all this. Okay, and it is not a subject in syllabus. This is just by curiosity or experiment, our teachers used to taught. Okay, so here you can see like there is a quite long panels, etching panels, sorry, pastel, dry pastel, okay, charcoal paint, drawings. So typically gives a kind of a mural, feel. Okay, so when you do such kind of long, panels, okay, it appears like as though it has a mural quality. Okay, because you travel, from one end to another end in the given space. Okay, it gives you kind of a physical movement to see it. Okay, And if you see all these charcoal drawings, so probably you see that the Mani is very specifically signature style drawing quality. The boldness, okay, very fast and bold lines, and very simple no more details, not much details in the given composition. So Mani never went to do lot of details. Okay, most of his paintings and drawings, if you see, he is not interested in going and doing minute details in his subjects. Rather, he is to capture the important important of stuff of the subject or idea, and then execute it very quickly. Okay, for him, what we say like arbitrary. Arbitrary means not pre-decided. Okay, arbitrary is when you start doing and you know that how to continue it and how to finish it. You don't decide before. Okay, that is the kind of approach Mani sir always used to do. Okay. Okay, so another series of paintings he did, paintings, drawings, okay, etchings that he did using a subject called kite. Okay, so kite is a metaphor, or a kite is a poetical element for him. Okay, so you can give so many definitions on kite, right? So kite symbolizes the flying. Okay, kite symbolizes the flying in the space, freedom. Okay, so freedom of mind. Okay, so likewise, so there are many kind of definitions or meanings that we can generate out of this. But if you look at, as I said, there is no much of details or descriptions, but his bold attempt on painting the idea. Okay, for him, just the idea is important than giving more details. Okay, you can see like there are drawings of kite. Okay, here this acrylic, during this period, it's almost 1990 later. Okay, so acrylic paint came. And then this is acrylic on acrylic, using acrylic paint on acrylic sheet or a reverse painting. Okay. So the kite is a major element over here in all this painting, and you can see like the women or a girl, okay, sometime adult or maybe child, okay, are playing with the kite or just holding the kite and watching. Okay, so sometimes it's all floating, there is no gravitation. Okay, and there is no hold on the ground or whatever, just floating figures. This is another experiment he did, probably as you are aware that he did lot of this Badami painting, right? So this is a Badami character, but he brought his kite into this composition just to see like how it works. A Badami man with a kite, how it works compositionally, and what meaning it can generate, what emotions it can generate, So what is the relation between the Badami folk, man and the kite? Okay. So these are all the ambiguities that he wanted to create in his these paintings. Okay. So here there are two things that we can see. One is his mixed media. Okay. So where he has done a lot of this collage work. Basically collage means cutting off various visual elements from different sources, like maybe a magazine or a newspaper or photograph. Okay. Bringing them and putting them together in a given composition. Okay. And sometimes there is no specific objectivity in that composition, but after completing this collage, one feels some sort of interesting visual discourse. So how they react, how these elements brought from different sources, from different time, in a one space, in a one time, how they react to each other. Like the fish may be, okay, the candle may be, what is the relation between the fish and the candle? Okay, or what is the relation between this hands and the person behind, who is this person, is there any identification? Okay, likewise. So these are all the questions by bringing different visual elements from different sources. But the objective is like to create some sort of a tension in the given space. Like for example, if see what is this apple and where is that hand coming and who is this person, there is no face, no head, how it it can generate some meaning. There is something like a very surreal surreal feel you would feel in this kind of collages. So there is a nice interesting thing to understand is this collages gives him more ideas when he comes back to his conventional printing or painting. Okay, he brought these ideas into his print. When you look at this, so maybe some geometry or some elements popping up from different layer, and if you look at this form and their relation, okay, in a given composition, how it works. Okay, for artist it may not be a meaning, okay, but it is an experience. Even these collages, there is no meaning in that, but it is an experience. When you look at it, you will feel something out of it. Okay, visually some experience. Maybe it's a confusion, or it's a conflict, or it's a question, or it can be anything. Okay. So these are all the woodcuts. So if you look at such a big size woodcut, it's very difficult to print also, because it is a hand, there is no roller. So you have to first engrave the wood surface given drawing, and later apply the ink using the roller, and then put a paper on top of that, and take a spoon or a big like a kitchen, whatever you use, and then rub it on the surface, so that transfer the ink onto the paper. Okay. So without losing registration, okay, so it has come so nicely. It means that he has very profound skills in taking prints. So these are all the once again etching, a different period, different time, because he used to continuously do this graphic prints. As I said, like different elements, visual elements reappear. Okay, there is a lot of repeat of elements, like maybe women, nude women over, or there may be animals like a wild boar. Okay, or there may be nature, landscapes. Okay, or there may be very surreal kind of a composition. If you look at this, okay, these compositions, they look very surreal. Okay, so like a dream-like, not a realistic. kind of a thing. Okay, and again, out of this graphic things, he brought this mixed media. Okay, sometime he used to take a print, on print he used to paint once again. Okay, sometime two different prints he used to take on one single print. So different images comes on single. Sometime he used to paste or he used to stuck something. Colograph, this is called colograph, and he used to experiment with his prints also likewise. If you look at these forms, quite interesting, maybe bird or a wild boar. Okay, so they are all different plates sometime put together and take a print. This is also an experiment. It is not a single plate. You print, draw images, engrave images on small plate and compose them and then take a print. So then you will get a different type of appeal, visual appeal. Okay. These are all the very quickly executed works. So if you see all these lines, the force in those lines, even if you look at this wild boar, okay, very dynamically the animated. So you feel like the movement and the animated feel in those figures. A lot of these interesting thing that he used to, like tonal variations, the white and like wash feel in print. So the same here is different. In the woodcut, it's all like a contrast, just black and white, okay, sharp edges, which you cannot see in the etching prints. In the etching print, you will get soft tones. So the same thing he used to try in bringing in litho. If you look at, so how this is also a lithograph. Okay, you see the difference between woodcut, lithograph and etching. And this is a quite rare gesture by the artist. He never used any political figure or anything. So this I found very rare out of his topics. Okay, so he never addressed such kind of political or any other issues over here, but it stands out. Why did artist did something like that? What was the idea behind that? So here again, as I said, like the Mani was not sitting quiet all the time. He used to do something or the other. There are a lot of this representation on this wall. Okay, so he did use various materials. Sometime charcoal or sometime ink, sometime paint, even graphic inks. He used to draw on paper. Okay, so that way he created a lot of this silhouetted form like manneristic figures. If you see this figure, there is no balance, no proportion, the human proportion, but that is his style. He created that manneristic appeal in his character. Even maybe cat, if you look at this cat, okay, so how the cat the scale is mannerized to make it look very interesting. So that is the artistic skill. Okay, when you just draw as it appears in the real sense, it doesn't make interest. Okay, when you exaggerate, okay, that's why cartoons are very interesting, because cartoons are all exaggerated. Similarly, like artist has a liberty to distort or exaggerate the ideas. You can look at this, the cat, the painting of a cat, and very much, animated, posture, and it's a kind of bringing man, human, animal combined, how in cartoon, they, do, how animals speak and, talk and move, act, something like that. But anyway, artist has a lot of this interest in, the cats and dogs, birds, all that. These are all the quick, drawings, very, fast, quick drawings of human figures. But here, if you slowly observe, okay, in this series, if you observe, there is a wild boar and a woman. Okay, they juxtaposing a wild boar and the woman character. Okay, so why, or what is the intention of an artist? What is the objective of the artist? If we think, okay, wild boar is always symbolizes very aggressive. Okay, and very wild. Okay, and the human is a very tender, very soft, and two different, elements he brought, very soft, quality and very hard quality. Okay, juxtaposing them in a given space. So saying that, like quite interesting. If you look at these, some of these drawings also reminds us Picasso's drawings. Picasso has done a lot of this, kind of drawings of, women figures with his inclination was bull. Okay, like the artist here has a wild boar, the Picasso had quite interested in the bull. Okay, he did lot of these bulls and, transformation of the bulls into human. Okay, if you look at his Guernica, so one of the biggest mural he did. So you can realize that how Picasso is obsessed with this bull. Okay, similarly, artist here has obsession with some animals, especially with a particular, objective to achieve, like to show that male domination or aggressiveness. Okay, or so how he attacks, the soft and mild, character. Okay, how the world. So probably we may not just keep this limit to this drawing, but think out of the frame, out of this drawing. You may find some interesting association and dimensions to it. How this world is dominated by wild human, right? So they are always on the controlling side of the world, right? Okay. So a lot of these figures again silhouettes, okay, quickly drawn using brush and has no specific idea, intention, but just executing certain ideas of the moving or a floating figures. Okay, these figures don't have any gravitation or there is no realistic composition, but they are all just floating and moving, different gestures. Okay, just like in mind how your thoughts, ideas keep flowing. Okay, likewise kind of a thing. When you come to these drawings, this side, moving from there, this side, again you see like something interesting element start appearing, an arrow. Okay, the way the artist there started with certain idea with wild boar and suddenly he shifted to arrow. Okay, what do you mean by arrow? How arrow is visually defined. Okay, arrow is always has a lot of connotations and associations, in literature. Arrow is like a Kamadahana, like if you go to mythology, like where the in epic, okay, Kama is a character, lust, he is representing lust. Okay, his weapon is arrow. Always wherever he wanted to create certain, the emotions, he strike his arrows towards that. Okay, but arrow also depicts pain. Okay, if you look at in Mahabharata, okay, arrows, sprayed onto Bhishma, a character, right? He died 21 days, sleeping on the arrow cot, arrow bed, right? So apart from that, arrow also has a association of civilization. Like if we look at in the history of human evolution, okay, hunters and gatherers, right? They used to, their first weapon was arrow, okay, either to hunt or to defend themselves from the enemies, okay. So artist has, done this, but maybe with certain, objectives also, maybe where the arrow is, like even there is another connotation in, mythology, epic Ramayana. Rama actually, kills Vali, one of the character, right? Character standing behind a tree. Okay, he uses arrow. Okay, and that Vali is not aware of this. Okay, he was cheated, he was backstabbed, right? Okay, so maybe all this association come into your mind while seeing this. Okay, backstabbing or cheating or maybe giving pain, bodily pain. Okay, so otherwise it's a metaphorically, so it's a tool to generate certain emotions in human mind, psyche. Probably this is just a psychology, like physical pain and mental pain, like how artists try to express, the mental pain in the form of a physical pain. Okay, so also can be looked into that way. Again, all these scribbles and sketches. Yeah, these are all the quick sketches, charcoal sketches, drawings done by artists, but quite interesting elements have popped up into these drawings. Okay. So he uses face, but on the face you can see an added element, visual element, maybe a bird or certain screw your brain, okay, nail your brain, nail your head, okay, crucify, okay. So there are so many different association of meanings, artists try to generate. But this is quite interesting thing, like how there are in the whole this exhibition, if we see, in this work, artist has two type of work. One is the artist painted for the society, means for the people. When people enjoyed some of the paintings, he repeatedly over painted such paintings. Like example is Badami paintings. It is one of the celebrated paintings. But there are so many other work, artworks, maybe drawings and sketches is personal. He never showed this to anybody. Whenever he get hurt or he had some emotional outburst, he never used to speak, rather sit and draw 100 drawings. Okay, all these emotions and pain used to spill like visually. Okay, he never used to talk or tell about his pain to anybody. Rather, he used to spill them in the form of drawings. Okay, that is how a lot of these drawings have come out. Okay, and some of them are outdoor sketches, like the people with goat, chicken, hen, and sometime like the women carrying a divine god or whatever. All these things are observed from the society. Okay, sometime he made sketches of those things, either out of interest or maybe sometime to demonstrate to students, or sometime it is like just he do something out of his context, okay, to come out of his regular work. Okay. Okay, again here now we can see, so a story, a narrative. Okay, so many times we feel like there are characters and characters are repeated in different compositions, sometime in drawing and sometimes suddenly in painting. Okay, sometimes the same character or added characters to it. Okay, sometimes a single individual person. Okay, sometimes we can see like a group of people together. Okay, so likewise, always, as I said, one of the obsession is women figures. Okay, for artists. Okay, the way there you saw that man, male figure screwed to his head. Similarly, here you can see like there is a female figure, like there are arrows, there are screws to her head. Okay, he brought another character juxtaposing to a male character. There is another female character. So here in this context, you need to create an association or a story, between these, so that you find some kind of a discourse or a discussion or interaction between these characters. Okay, so most of these characters done in particular period or a time when he had certain kind of interaction or some sort of things happened in his life. That's why these are the things very very personal. You look they're very very personal, but you doesn't feel like it is personal. That is the brilliancy of the artist. What he did, he made it, simplified it, made it artistic, and then made it, it's a universal. Okay, the pain can be universal. Pain everybody go through, right? So everybody get cheated in life. Everybody fall in love with a girl. This is a universal. Even artist himself undergone all these stages. But how he visualizes, using certain metaphors or certain similes, certain poetical elements. Okay, that is the artistic genius. That is where artist stands out of his common man and common man's expression of feelings. Okay. So there we start looking at suddenly. So as I said, like 4 decades. First decade he dedicated to drawings and etching, exploring etching and printmaking. And second decade he did this kite series, and he tried to bring certain metaphorical elements into his painting. That is where he became little bit poetical. Okay, and then you saw like all his personal experiences he converted into beautiful artistic drawings. Okay, and then in the third stage decade, probably 2010 to 2010, he tried to do certain abstraction. Okay, there also he tried. First appears is a Humpy rocks, right? Okay, the rocks painted with the inspiration from Humpy. It is not that exactly he did, but several occasions he visited that Humpy, so that this environment has created a very strong impact on his mind, so that these rocks started appearing in his painting, but they appear like an abstract composition. Okay, if you say like they take the central space of the composition, and the frame is created around that, space is created around that. There is a background, there is a foreground. Okay, and in the between the background and the foreground, the rock appears like a character, very bold and very aggressive element. So he start moving from there to certain abstraction, like geometrical forms, like a pyramid or a triangle. So it started appearing like a triangle first, and then later it became a pyramid. Okay, this is a evolving elements, visual elements evolve. We can go there, and from here you can see that he started using very strong colors, and if you look at this painting, these two paintings, you see like he is trying to play with this triangle concept. Okay, what are these triangle? So always, if you think triangle is a human created element, okay, it can be an architecture, right, or it can be an historical monument like a pyramid, okay, or it can be just a shape created out of some material. Okay, if you look at how it can be juxtaposed in free flowing nature, organic elements. If you look at in the background, everything is flowing. Okay, so in that very sharp edged rigid triangle appears. So here also like this two different natured elements try to create a kind of a tension in the composition. Then again certain symmetrical, if you look at this is quite symmetry like pyramids. One is upside down, and then one is like a pyramid type, and you can see like again these organic elements celebrating around this. Okay, so what we say in artistic term is complementing, like a triangle is complementing the nature, or a nature is complementing the triangle. If you look at the life is like that, right? Okay, all this human civilization that we built in the middle of the nature, right? So just imagine if this is not there, in the absence of all this civilization, okay, what you would see, it's all only trees, nature and nature. Okay, then it becomes very monotonous. Okay, how the man or a human made this world so beautiful, bringing his own concept or ideas in the middle of the nature. Okay, juxtaposing his own ideas with the naturally available elements. Okay, that's what art is trying to explore, how they work. So most of the time these works which when you are seeing, artist doesn't have any the final thing why he is doing this. While doing this, he has a lot of questions. If I place triangle like this, what happens? If I place it reverse, what happens? Okay, these are all questions. Okay, and he try to do this, execute this. Okay, only after executing he will realize, okay, oh, this works, or sometimes this does not work. Okay, I have seen Mani is only one person, he never had love about his work. What I mean to say is, if it is not impressing his mind, he used to scratch it or discard it or damage it and throw it. Okay, that's what Mani. Many times I have seen he just tear a lot of his good drawings. For us it looking very good. We used to say, sir. No, he used to simply tear it and throw it. No, I am not happy with this. Okay, so this quality is only prevail with the great artists, not with the ordinary artists, because they know what really they need. Okay, so they keep it. Many artists we have seen, they discard. Okay, they have no, what we call in Kannada, vyamoha. Okay, they don't have a love about their work. Okay, so their job is what is bothering them to throw it out and then leave it, to lead a life of its own. They never bother it. So best example I give you for this is from Shantiniketan. So one of the great artists. Okay, so who has done there were one of the artists who did this great sculptures, cement sculpture, Ram Kinkar Bais. Okay, what he did, he had a lot of paintings. Even there was a retrospective of Ram Kinkar here. Okay, so he is a poor man. He is not a rich artist, and nobody buys his artwork. He painted literally on the gunny sack. Oil paints, he painted on the gunny sack. Many paintings he did like that. Okay, what happened, one invitation he got from the Delhi, okay, so we want your work to be exhibited in the national exhibition. Please send 2 of your paintings. Okay. So he was sleeping and looking at his roof, because all his paintings are on the roof, because the rain was there, and to just to keep away that rain, he put all his paintings on the roof. Okay. So that is how artist lives in some reality, right? Okay. So similarly, like I have seen, like you may be seeing some 1,000, 2,000 works in this exhibition, but artist has done 10 times of this work. Okay. Out of that, maybe 50% of the work he discarded. Okay. Only we are seeing 50% of the remaining work. Okay. Just imagine how much work he has done in his lifetime. Okay. So most of the great masters are like that. Okay. Then we are now coming back to his main celebrated, okay, so very popular paintings, Badami series. Okay. And there is a joke on these paintings is, Mani painted so many people of Badami, more than the population from the site. Okay, more characters can be seen in his painting than in Badami. Okay, this was a joke, but otherwise he did lot of this. He was actually obsessed with this, and people also started liking it. And he painted, with so much of different, as I said, he never gave attention to details. If you see all his drawings, paintings, that what we saw, not much details to much attention to details. But here, if you come here, he has given some minute details. Okay, so he painted Tayata, he painted Tali, he painted the what you call certain small elements which villagers carry along with their costume. Okay, these small details also he painted. Okay, because they have a place in the concept. Okay, so without them probably you cannot imagine, like with Kumkum. So he never forgot to paint that Kumkum in any one of these characters. You just check it, very rarely, okay, you may find, but otherwise most of the characters have a Kumkum. That is a characteristic feature of these folk people. Okay, so these attention and focus of the artist, while drawing very emotionally, because I have seen most of this painting so done in a like maybe 1 hour, 2 hour time. Okay, so even he never used to make an outline or whatever, he used to directly take colors, and sometimes he keep the canvas and put color on that, and then started visualizing the characters. Okay, and he had a great association of these colors and characters. That's what these folk people, okay, they love colors. So I don't know, maybe probably they miss something in their environment which color fulfill. Even if you go to Rajasthan, the colorful turbans, right? So why? Because there is no other colors there. They fulfill, means they provide the color that feel through costumes and whatever. But Mani has taken a lot of these colors, okay, interesting colors, and painted. And interesting thing is, like sometime, so if you see those background and the characters, okay, partly they become one. Okay, until unless if there is a different color on the background, the characters pop up in the front. Otherwise, the treatment given to the background, treatment given to the characters, or maybe their costume, or maybe their face, is one and the same. It means, for me, my analysis, so these characters are inseparable from their backgrounds. Okay, if you bring these Badami people and put them into a Majestic or maybe the MG Road, how you connect them to that environment, right? So they become aliens. But artist has such a very sensitive or maybe very minute thing that he associated that brush strokes and the characters, and they are all same. Okay, So same treatment is given to everything. Okay, so in that painting you can see, like, this is what I used to tell, I was telling that lemon and the chili. Okay, so these are all the beliefs, so such details sometime here and there. Okay, he definitely brings. And then umbrella is another element, because of the geographical it's a very hot place, and everyone carries umbrella, and become like repeated element in the painting. Umbrella becomes repeated element. Okay, and similarly, like all these, if you observe, he never forget to paint this thali. Okay, so you don't see the married woman there without that, right? So these are the very small, very minute, but artist has a great importance to such minute things. Okay, so that is how though we say like Mani is not a very intellectual, but for me he is an intellectual, or very intelligent, and very sensitively he painted such paintings. And why he did not paint eyes, right? So in some painting he painted the eyes, but some of the paintings he did not paint the eyes. It looked like as though they have closed their eyes. Okay, but so he feels that they have their own world to enjoy. Okay, so most of the time they look like the characters to be photographed. They are giving you the pose, photograph me. Okay, take my picture, right? So kind of a postures, but it is not like that. It is a reverse. They are all sitting in their own world. Okay, they are enjoying their own world, but artist has invisibly portrayed them. Artist has gone there and taken their pictures in mind invisibly, without their knowledge. Okay, so he has not painted on the spot, but he just fraction of a just watching them and bringing that rich memory back into the studio and painted these characters. And another thing, see, in Badami you have a lot of these statues and idols and temples, and there are so many people. Why he is not painted all of this, right? This also questions comes to our mind. Why did he paint only these characters? Okay, so artist has a choice. Artist can filter what he don't want. Okay, his choice is this. Okay, his choice is this innocent, down to earth, and folk people, those who are having their own world and their own culture and their own beliefs and their own stories, their own families and children, and their chicken is their family member, or a goat is their family member. They have their small world, very, very small world, but they are very fulfilled and happy. Okay, that is one of the reason he did not paint their eyes some places. Okay, and probably most of them are giving, it looks like, appear like they are posing you. Okay, they are giving you the pose. Apart from that, there are vendors selling fruits and vegetables or any other things. So these are all the sculptures in between. What you see. Okay, so quite, I have seen him doing this. So with wax, okay, sitting and doing, whenever he gets some time out of this doing painting or drawing or teaching, come back and sit on his studio and then start doing this wax models. Then we are very curious what is going to be turning out of this work. But once finally he brings a bag of bronze this sculptures and show it to us. This is, see, this is the final of this. Okay, so again you can see the same characters, so same innocent characters, and probably he was one of them. That's what I wanted to say. He himself was a very innocent person, and so he never showed off that as a big artist, though his paintings were sold. I remember that one day I was watching Economic Times and saw one photograph, you know, a person was sitting in behind, there is a Badami painting. Just out of curiosity, I turned out that what is this article is all about. He is like a director of IMF, okay, New York. So office, Mani's painting is there. Then I thought, like, look at Mani's painting traveled, across the world. Okay, it went so many, important places. Okay. So in this section, what we can see is there are some paintings, watercolor paintings from 2011. So you can assume 2011 means it is his second, 80 to 90, 90 to 2000, 2000 to 2010. Okay, so this is the last third phase of his work. 2010 to 2020, he leaves us. Okay, so last phase, third decade. So he did a lot of this watercolor work. But as I said, like again, obsession is the woman character. Okay, so you see, like the woman playing with animals, birds. Here also you can see like a lot of these animals portrayed, and like see one thing that we always seek, that freedom. Okay, in actual life, in real life, the freedom has no meaning because it has so many other restrictions, the societal limitations. Even though we say that we are free individuals, we cannot be the free individuals. Only that can be possible in the creative world. Okay, that's where artists create such kind of free space for certain characters. Okay, like maybe animals or birds or even humans. The girl playing with the nature. Okay, is one of his the obsessed world revealed in small paintings, basically watercolor. Okay, and you can see like little bit romanticized. He is not a romantic, in the sense. When you see like other romantic artists, Mani sir is not a romantic artist or romanticized the subjects. Okay, except the Badami series. Even Badami series, I feel like it is not romanticized. It is celebrated because people liked it, and he painted again and again, so that it is much celebrated series of his artwork. But otherwise, there are so many other paintings. Like he wanted to just create a free space or a freedom to the characters that he has created. And also, as I know him personally, being his student, when he painted the women characters, his obsession with the women character is not necessarily the other dimension, but he used to see certain divine feeling also. Many times he used to talk to us, and he used to tell his girl students, talk to them and all this, but I never felt that. So he has different feeling, rather than he has certain feel of divinity in every individual, especially in the women, because he used to speak about his mother, his wife, and his children, his daughter, and all this. Most of them are portrayed in different drawings or paintings as in the series. Okay. And when we come to this again, the interesting drawings of animals. Okay, here in this section, I feel like there are some mixed up work of different periods. It's not that chronologically placed, but so you can identify so he started painting, doing a lot of these sketches in the early first phase of the 1980 to 90. But it did not stop there, but he painted repeatedly even after that. It spilled over. That's what I told. Many ideas he started in the beginning, but it spilled into other decades. He continued them like a fish or a goat, the bull or whatever. He painted over and over in different period, and it had a different association and meaning to him. And if you, when you look at this kind of semi-abstract or abstract expressionistic, probably Mani is not like explored it in one language as a language, but spontaneously he painted. Sometimes he wanted to paint like this, without hesitation he painted this. Okay, if an artist wanted to paint with such a bold and humble way, anything that he wanted to paint, it is only the Mani, because he had no barriers, no walls. I have to paint this, I should not paint that. So he never had all these barriers. Rather, he painted whatever he painted, whatever he liked it. Okay, so that way he painted sometime very vigorous brush strokes and very expressionistic way also. And this is like the brush strokes and force lines is his character. Without that we cannot imagine Mani. Mani's hand, when he took brush or a pencil or pen or whatever, it will never move slowly. It moves only very fast. Within few seconds he creates certain impressions and leave it. Okay, you can see those animal drawings also like that. Okay, and a lot of these birds and goat, and with a very minimal approach, very few lines and very little shades, he brings life to them. And so these are all other experiments he did, like a wet surface, and then draw on it, and then how it works, the line, the colors spreads across the surface. So some kind of an experiments also he did that way. And probably I feel like this is one of these topic in the syllabus. The traditional painting is one of the topic, and Mani tried, but this itself reveal that, so he is not made for this. Okay, artist is not made for, because this requires a lot of patience, copying the image, and then doing a lot of this very slow work, very slow work. So Mani's nature is not for such kind of work, and he has very little patience while painting. Very emotionally he paints, so you can see like they are not much finished. Just as learning, so out of curiosity he did a couple of works, or maybe just to demonstrate to his students he did some of this work. So as I said, like maybe there is one more reverse painting, acrylic on acrylic. Okay. So these are all called dry points. So here you see like 2-3 drawings, they are called dry points. Dry point means it is a initial stage of etching. Okay. So artist just he can do it on acrylic sheet also, or zinc plate also, but there is no tones and shades on that, only just drawing and etch in the acid, or if it is acrylic, no etching, just take a print, put ink and then take a print. This is called a dry point. So again we have some of this Badami series. Quite interesting here is, like in the composition, in one of the painting the woman is looking at the husband or a man, and another painting the man is looking at the wife, or so, and without like any other characters in this. So if you look at, sometimes he paints only two characters or a single character without much characters around them, okay, making them very compact, very enclosed together in a given space, like a family or whatever, okay. Again here no, we can see like a mix of all his work. Certain abstractions are there, drawings are there. This one I would like to say a few words. Mother and Child, this is one of the series that he did, and this was a very popular one point of time. If you see in the artists work, like Mother Teresa, like M.F. Hussain did lot of these Mother Teresa paintings, and a lot of artists inspired by Mother Teresa and then did the paintings. Apart from that, mother and child is a popular theme in art. If you look at the Western artists, there are so many artists including Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, many artists, celebrated artists have done this subject, okay. So here Mani did not do this series because they all did, because this has a special meaning in his life, okay. So when he had his daughter, okay, and he painted this. If you look at the timeline, when he painted this, when his first daughter born, he started painting all this mother and child series, okay. That's what he used to see at his home, the child with mother and that environment, that bonding and that emotions, he wanted to visually express, and just he painted those series. Apart from this, here you have a lot of these drawings, and there are some portraits are there, and even portraits are not exactly particular character, but they are all just faces of people, what he remembered and what he wanted to just paint them, not specific characters. So this is a mixture of all his other series of work he did in his lifetime. There are some abstract paintings are there. So he has a lot of these artist friends, like G.S. Shennai is one of the great friend of JMS Mani, okay. Maybe sometime he interacts with all these people, how they paint, okay, and sometime for fun and so out of curiosity he painted like them, okay. So how they paint, so I also can paint like you, so like they are all friends, so that kind of interaction is always possible. Otherwise, so the Mani, JMS Mani, to conclude, he is a great humanist, and he painted the whole evolution of the human journey, okay, like emotions and everything that we can see here in his show, and is a like a great obsession on human figures. See, as we know that Indian art, so it's a figurative art. We had no abstraction. Our abstraction is only tantric art. Tantric art is our a counter to Western abstraction, okay. So otherwise Indian art is basically a figurative art, okay, narrative art, storytelling and all this, and a lot of these pictures so have their own stories. There are a lot of untold stories, okay. So there is a personal stories, or sometimes it's a public, or the story of a human race, that is very, very, visually celebrated, visually, explored by the artist in his lifetime. So it's quite interesting, walk through his work, okay. So I thank NGMA for giving me this opportunity. It's revisiting, all his work once again, and so many things came into my mind. Maybe I might not have spoken all this because some of them may not be at this point of time relevant, but otherwise I have so many things when I see these pictures, so they tell a lot of things to me. So I enjoy seeing, watching again and again this. But I thank NGMA for me giving opportunity. So it's a wonderful evening, and maybe even those small crowd, because gallery work is quite challenging and tough. Sitting in one place talking is easy, but moving around, because each one has a different inclination and a timing and interest, so they spread across. So it's very difficult to hold them in throughout the walk. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I thank on behalf of the audience for joining us for the walk. And also, sir, thank you for sharing your perspective. It was a pleasure having you here. And when we approached, you never, had a second thought. And also, it's a wonderful moment to hear from a student who saw Mani sir working on different things. So it was a great time for us to look into his work in a very different direction. I thank on behalf of National Gallery of Modern Art, and we have a small, to honor you, we have this portfolio which is
thank
from
you.
the Haripura
Nice of you.
Palace.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I am not an art historian or an art critic. I am an artist and art student. So that with my vocabulary and my knowledge, whatever I understood, through his work, I did this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.